Good evening, everybody. What's going on? It is Sunday night. That's right, it's Sunday night. You know what time it is. That's right, it's FRR Cup Series racing time. I'm Shady Acres. I'll be bringing the broadcast tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, y'all. Get in the broadcast, get in the messages, get in the chat, get in here right now. You want to get on this right now as fast as you can, people. This is going to be one heck of a race. I tell you what. Last week, they were at Homestead. And if y'all remember, they when they at Homestead, after stage one, right at the end of stage one, all of a sudden everything went haywire with the internet, and everything got screwed up. So that's why the race was suspended last week, and we're gonna start it all over again. Elvin, what's going on, brother? Yes, man, I am fired up tonight, dude. I am fucking fired up. That's right. Can't wait to see these boys. We're going to see one heck of a race tonight. That's right. And don't forget, y'all, Elvin, you're in the chat. You know it, baby. Phantom Racing League comes back Thursday night. That's right, Thursday night. Phantom's Racing League Cup Series. I'll be in the booth for that. But tonight, we are FRR Front Row Racing, baby. We are going to go racing at Homestead. That's right. These boys are locked in and ready. They've had not one, but 2 weeks to prepare for this race, to get these cars tuned in and dialed in. I was talking to some guys earlier today. Some of these guys really, really feel they got a good car today. I was talking to True Death. True Death thinks he's got a top 3, top 4 car tonight. We're going to find out. The key tonight, like True Death actually said, is getting on pit road. If you make a mistake, you get the black flag on pit road, you're going to be screwed. It'll completely screw you. Last week, in the beginning of the race, in that first stage, we saw Scotty B be really, really strong. So I expect some big things from Scotty B tonight. And let's talk about these points, because the season's winding down, y'all. After Homestead, after this race, there's only 2 races left. Next week will be Martinsville, and the final week will be the championship race. So points are tight. Points are getting close. Every point freaking matters to these guys. So let's get to the points. And because this is how tight it is, y'all. Check this out. In first place in the playoff points, in first place, Showtime Flash 9 has got the lead. But it's only a slim lead. And I'm talking only 2 digits. I'm talking 10 points. Literally 10 points separate Favre and Flash. Favre is in second, Flash is in first. Followed up by Showtime, KB Showtime. And KB Showtime, he is only 28 points away from Flash. So if Showtime can get a good run tonight, he can take over the points lead. That's how close this thing is, y'all. Typical is in fourth in the playoff points with 32.56. True Death right there in fifth at 32.53. And Field Filler, as you know, Field Filler in the Final Four last year, the Championship 4, Field Filler sits in 6th place. He is way not out of it with 2 races to go. Any of these guys can win. Any of these guys are going to get great finishes. We're going to see it all tonight. But these playoff points, they stack up, and they stack up big. Each point matters. Like I said, Flash is in first by 10 freaking points over Favre. Now, Favre, he looked strong here too last week, y'all. Favre looked really, really strong here last week as he was battling Scotty D. So I mean, he's a freaking champ. I mean, he's the defending champ of the series. Won the series Cup Series last year. He's a defending champ. He knows how to get it done. But there's some guys that are hunting him, man. I'm telling you, there's some lone wolves in the that's been running mid pack most of the season, but I think they're ready to come out. I'm thinking they're going to show some fangs tonight. I can feel it. I can see some of these guys. I'm going to throw some names out there. I'm talking about like maybe Racer Rick can have a good race tonight. I've heard Racer Rick has a really good car. Hurricane Hall, he's going to have a really good car. Obviously, you got your top guys, Flash, Typical, Favre, all those guys are going to be running. They'll be running up front. Field Filler, I expect Field Filler to be battling up there as well. Another guy I want to get in. I'm waiting on Shovelhead to show up. I gotta see Shovelhead show up. I'm waiting for Shovelhead to show up and really, really flex his muscle like we all know he can. Now, right now they're in qualifying, y'all. They are qualifying right now, so we're getting down to business. These guys, they're in the midst of qualifying. I only got a couple laps left, so we're gonna be going green here, very, very, very soon. You guys want to tune in right now? Let me actually, you know what I gotta do, y'all? I gotta share this. I gotta get this on Facebook. I gotta get some people up in here, y'all. That's what we gotta do. We gotta get some people up in here. Yes, sir. You know what, man? You guys, we've got a lot going on. A lot going on that's starting up. We got a special week this week. I got a special week this week coming up. Starting tonight with the Front Row Racing broadcast here at Homestead. I got a special week. I have some special things going on. You guys don't want to miss it. I'm actually gonna announce some things probably tomorrow or the next day. With some things going on, it's gonna be wicked, y'all. I'm telling you, it's gonna be wicked. Shady's back, baby. Shady's coming back. That's right. Let me get this on out here. I want to thank all you guys, like you said, coming in and showing up tonight and getting this thing going. There we go. We had to share that a little bit. We got, like I said, we got a lot of things going on this week, and these guys, I know these guys are really, really anxious to get to this race. Like I said, they had all last week off, and they've had 2 weeks to be working on this. So they kind of had a bye week last week. Really, it was basically a bye week. And let's see here, where are they at in qualifying? They're about to finish qualifying on up. So we're going to be getting to some points here. Y'all, like I said, we got a big week this week going on tonight. You guys will all want to check that out. But tell me who you guys are going to be picking tonight. You got, like I said, you got JCR. Scotty B in the field look really, really strong. You got Favre, you got Flash, you got Typical, you got KB Showtime. KB Showtime has put on a silent assassin of a season, y'all. I'm telling you, watch KB Showtime. He's sitting right there in points, right there, just a matter of a few points away. He's run so consistent over the entire season. I'm expecting some things for him. I'm hoping that he has a really, really good run tonight. I think he's going to have a really, really good card. Look out for KB Showtime. I really think that he's going to have a good race. I really want Shovelhead, like I said, I want Shovelhead to flex that muscle. So many guys, man, so many guys in this field that are ready to show up. And Mucka in the 2 car, he's been there as well, with True Death. They've just been up there running top fives, so there's, I'm thinking guys are ready to strike tonight. I really do, as they're getting ready to wrap up qualifying. What can I say, y'all? This is, man, I'm just ready for this. Get this race started. Maybe I started this a little bit too early. Maybe I started this a few minutes too early, as they just wrapped up qualifying here. Also, want to look out for. I got a feeling on this guy. Drives a number 18, Hick Ross. I think Hick Ross might have a really, really, really good car tonight. King G. I want to see King G do well, man. My boy from Baltimore, from B-More. That's right. He's from Baltimore, right down the street from me. He's from B-More. I'm pulling for my homeboy bro there. So we're gonna see as I'm looking in, kind of peeking in the stream here, seeing where they're at as they're just finishing up qualifying, and Like I said, man, that Scotty B in that 42 just looked really, really, really strong. He looked really, really strong. But I think that, there's some, like I said, there's some silent sleepers, man. Pittman in the 11 car. I mean, haven't called his name much of the season. Hasn't had the season that he wanted to have. But I mean, hey, Pittman might be able to pull something out here. I mean, he's a hell of a racer, man. And I tell you what, he can lay it down. Let's see who's on the pole tonight. Typical takes the pole. Typical on the pole tonight. Wow. Not really surprising. Not really surprising. Typical on the pole. Favre ends second. Field filler is going to start third. There we go, field filler starting third. JCR Scotty B starting fourth. KB Showtime right there starting fifth. Flash, Showtime Flash is going to be starting sixth position. Hickross in seventh. True Death starting eighth. And Mucka starting ninth. And let's see here. And let's see. Pittman is going to be starting 11th. Rapid in the 44 car starting 11th. Racer Rick going to start 12th. And let's see here. King G starting 13th. We are. You know what? You know what? They better send me some. They better. I tell you what. They better send me some invites, man. I ain't even got no invites. They better send me some invites because I know they're getting ready to go. I know that I need some invites because I haven't even gotten any invites yet. But they're getting ready to go. They are getting lined up. They're getting ready to go. Typical, like I said, typical on the pole. There we go. We got some invites there from my boy King G. True that. There we go. Now we got some invites coming in. Now we're getting ready to roll. What's up, Raider Mike in the chat? I see you up there, boy. What's going on, man? My boy I Shoot. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you guys are fired up and ready for this race tonight because this is going to be one hell of a race, y'all. Last week, even though just at stage one, they were bumping and grinding and trading paint in that stage one. It's going to be a freaking blast. Get the people in here, man. Get these guys tuned into this. This is going to be one heck of a show that they do not want to freaking miss. I'm telling you. This is going to be a hell of a race. They're getting ready to roll. We're going green. Let me figure this out here with this daggone controller. And accept the invite. There we go. And then I got to press the options button here on the daggone controller. I don't know why my steering wheel isn't working at all. If you've got any hints about why the steering wheel, all of a sudden turn on my PlayStation and I got power to the daggone thing. It's a G29. It's a stupid G29. Yes, that's my low budget, but that's all I got. And I got power to the damn thing, but the buttons aren't working. The buttons aren't working or nothing like that. I don't know why. Freaking stupid. But I'm messing with the controller, so bear with me on that, y'all. They are getting ready to go green here at Homestead. Get revved up, guys. Who are you pulling for? Who do you guys want to win in this race tonight? Let me know who you guys want to win. Who are you guys picking tonight? Who you guys selected? Before I make my pick, I want to hear what your picks are. Bad Fast, what's up, man? My brother Bad Fast in the house. Here we go. We're at Typical, and we are green, baby. Typical jumping out to an early lead. in that 10 car. Let's introduce these drivers as they are beating and banging back here. Typical driving that 10 car, driving on the pole. Next up, oh, if that's right, I got to hit my stupid daggone controller button. Showtime Favre in the 4 car. There's Showtime Favre driving that mobile number 4. Next up, Field Filler in the number 5 in 3rd place, right there behind KV Showtime. Field Filler driving that number 5 car tonight. JCR Scotty B looked so strong here last week in that stage. In that 42 car, JCR Scotty B is a-rolling, and he is coming. Next up, there it is, KB Showtime in 2nd place, right there, riding right behind Typical, riding in that draft in 2nd place. But look on the bottom here in that 18 car. Here comes Hickross. He's got something to say about this mess. He's going to get into the action down here. Here's Showtime Flash, driving that Exalta number 24. He's getting up into the field. He's got something to say. And here's this guy, Hickross. Look at this. He's going for 2nd underneath the KB Showtime. Going for 2nd place. He said go with the lead. He might challenge Typical for this lead here. Getting on the inside, going on the inside, driving down into the turn 1 underneath the Typical. Going to take the lead. Hickross to the lead. I told y'all there's some lone wolves in this, and I said watch out for this 18 car tonight, y'all. He has got a rocket. The lone wolf himself, Hickross, driving out into the lead in front of Typical in that number 18 car. Love to see it. This is freaking awesome. Next up is True Death. True Death in the 3 car. Started in the top 10. He dropped back here a little bit. He's going to work his way up there. He feels he has a top 5 car tonight. Look for him. He's going to have a heck of a run. Next up, there's Mucka in the number 2. Mucka just right ahead of Field Filler there. Or I'm sorry, True Death. There's Mucka in the number 2 as he's driving in some heavy traffic here. As we look on the drive on the hood of his car as they're getting ready to go 3 wide out of turn 4 at Homestead. 3 wide. Here they go. Down the straightaway, Pittman on the bottom, Shovelhead, I think that was Shovelhead right there in the mix, right there in the sucker hole. He didn't want any part of going into turn 3, going into turn 1. He backed out of it. Good idea, smart move on his part. There's Pittman there in that 11 car. Everybody knows Pittman. Everybody knows FedEx. Everybody knows Pittman's in that FedEx Toyota, y'all. Rapid in the number 44. There's Rapid driving that gambling number 44 car. Racer Rick in the 34. I know he's got a good car tonight. It looks like he's a little loose. He's feeling a little loose there tonight. Loosey-goosey. Racer Rick in the 34. King G, my boy from Baltimore, in that number 41 car. Trying to make a move, trying to get up there a little bit. Going for King G, having a good run tonight. Get up there, King G. Shovelhead in the 22. This guy, I've been waiting all season to flex his muscle. Waiting to see it come out of that number 22. I think he's got something tonight. And that is our field as we come down and turn 1, as they're getting ready to go here into turn number 1. We've got a 3-car breakaway up at front. Hickross with the lead. Off of turn 2, we've got Typical in 2nd, Flash in 3rd, Field Filler in 4th, with Favre in 5th. As they're going into turn 3, diving into turn 3, sticking into that draft. Elvin Priest, it got Flash as a dark horse. Yeah, that's right, Hick Ross. That's right, Bad Fast. Hick Ross in the lead in that 18 car. I love to see it. The lone wolf himself, Hick Ross, driving it down into the corner, taking that middle line, that middle angle, driving right there in that black paint, or that black asphalt right there. He's going to now drive down right down the straightaway, going to take it into turn 3, nice and easy. He's got a good lead now outside of Typical and Flash there, trying to run this 18 back down a little bit. He's got a little bit of a lead here now on these guys. As we run here with Flash, running right here behind Typical in the 10 car, running in 3rd place. Flash, the leader in points coming into this race, leader in the playoff points by 10. As they're doing some racing back here in the middle pack back here. We got, let me get on some, there we go. Let's get on Field Filler here as Field Filler and Scotty B with KB Showtime and Favre. These guys be going at it here just a minute ago off of turn 3 and 4. As they come down the front straightaway. going into 1 and 2, single file in that train and sucking up that draft, every draft that they can, as they do run that low draft. Very, very tough, very, very tricky to run that, as they're going to run in that draft. So now that we're starting to see those fresh tires now are worn off. They got some wear and tear on those tires. You're going to see this train here until these guys get stacked up. Scotty B in that 42, riding right behind Field Filler there in the 5th position, running top 5. KB Showtime in 6th, and Favre is in 7th. Everybody right now is chasing this guy, the 18 car of Hick Ross, your leader, out front, and out front by a little bit. He's got a nice lead, running a nice line, getting a little bit high. He wants to go high, coming off of turn 3 and 4. He's got that thing nice and snug coming off of the corner. Yeah, the old G29 thing took a dump on me, man. That's right. I came in and turned the thing on, and I got power to the thing, but the buttons and stuff aren't working, so I'm trying to figure out this daggone controller, so you guys got to bear with me on this one. But Hick Ross way out in front here. Look at this line. A nice long snake line with these guys. Dadgummit, I got to forget to press the buttons. Let's check in here with True Death, as True Death trying to make his way through the field here. Looks like he's running about 9th and 10th position. True Death in that 3 car. He feels that he had a really, really good car. I talked to him right before the race. He said he had loved this car, loved this 3 car. Didn't want to touch it. He tried to not make any more adjustments on it. Munka in the 2. Munka's now sucked up to this draft. He's caught right here behind Favre in this number 2 car. As they are riding nose to tail into turn 1 and turn 2 here at Homestead. Look at that nice long line. Let's check in with Pittman. See what's Pittman going on right here behind Showtime, or the 22 of Shovelhead. Trying to flex a little bit of muscle tonight. And typical. Your points, or not your points leader, but your pole sitter tonight, grabbed the early lead. Now he looks like his car is settling in a little bit. He might want to try to make a run here on Racer Rick. Or does he just want to ride? Just might want to ride, log some laps. Yeah, man, we are I think the world is glad that that 11 car didn't make the chase tonight, man. The dude he is the villain, I'm telling you. He is the villain. Let's see, let's get a lap check. They are on lap 16 of 39, so we've got 22 laps to go in stage 1. Hick Ross to the point. Typical there in 2nd. Flash riding in 3rd. Flash in the 24 car, leading this long line of cars, trying to track down these 2 leaders here. Showtime Flash, your points leader coming into the night, currently running 3rd. Trying to run these leaders down, as you can see the interval between Hick Ross, Typical, and Flash as they go down the back straightaway into turn 3. Typical taking it to the bottom here. Typical's giving a little peek down there. Typical drove it nice and deep. Typical, he doesn't like to, he likes to be out front. He doesn't like to ride, though. I can't see Typical just riding. He's trying to find a way around this 18 car. Takes that middle line, that middle groove at 1 and 2. Gets a real good momentum push in the middle of the corner there. He's going to take it out wide down the back straightaway. And he's going to take the lead back. Hick Ross put Hick Ross back to 2nd and put that 10 car back to the point. The 10 car up Typical back to the point, and your leader as Hick Ross was coming in the pit. Here comes Hick Ross now down pit lane. That's why Hick Ross shoved off. Hick Ross already down pit lane and put Typical to the point. So our first pit stops being made And about lap 18, 19, you're going to see the rest of the field coming down. I see these guys are getting ready to break on off. I think here comes Showtime Flash. Showtime Flash, he's going to be coming down the pits right now here in just a second. Here he comes now to make his pit stop. And this pit entry is so crucial, y'all. You don't want to speed. You don't want to get that black flag. Showtime Flash, he's going to be fine as he comes down pit road. Followed by the 2 car of Mucka and the 22 car of Shovelhead. As Hick Ross now makes his exit out of pit road. And here comes a lot of the other guys. Typical still out front, still on the track. Should be pitting any minute now. Here comes Typical now to make his pit stop. Here it comes now, a little bit hot. Get him, slow it down there. So you got to slow down. Typical into the pits now with True Death and Pittman. So put that 42 of Scotty B to the point now. That leaves Scotty B in the 42 as your leader. Field filler there in second. He's diving low. He's going to make his pit stop here, along with KB Showtime in the 38. Those guys looking to make their pit stop, but Scotty B, and here comes Scotty B now. So everybody's now making their pit stops. Scotty B comes on down pit road, along with KB Showtime, field filler, and KB Showtime. And Favre in the 4 car. Second in points by only 10 points. Favre in the 4, only 10 points out from this 24 car of Showtime Flash. Yeah, Showtime Flash now back on the track. You can see the interval now there as Hick Ross now goes around Typical and takes the lead back. So put that 18 car back to the point. Hick Ross, your leader, back to the point with Typical in second. Scotty B now coming out of the pits. As they've got 17 laps left. There's 17 laps, so everybody's made their pit stop. Now it's going to be close here for Hick Ross because there's 17 laps left, but he pitted a lap before the rest of the field. So it's going to, I think it might be a little close for Hick Ross. He might be right on the money if he plays it right, but he might have to save a little bit here, but I don't think he wants to save. He's got nothing but clean air in front of him as your leader in that 18 car. Let's go back as the field now is really shaken up, really split up. Got a nice 3-pack here. Flash, Mucka, and JCR Scotty B in the 42 as Mucka now dives below the 24 of Flash with the help of the draft of the 42, takes the pass and the position from Flash, moves up. Now here comes Scotty B now under the 2 car. Scotty B decides he wants to make a move. He gave the 2 a push to get under the 24, but now he's going to say something, and he's going to take the position from Mucka, or he's going to try to. Dives it down low into the corner. Is going to take it over now. And this is for third. So put JCR Scotty B back to third. As we got some guys changing position back here. Favre just passed Shovelhead for position. As these guys now with these fresh tires and laps winding down, as we've got, I'll get a lap count as they go around this time. See, I'm hitting the buttons on the steering wheel and they're not frickin' working. Getting to me already. See, now there we go. Typical now back to the point as Typical now made the move, but I think that's a fuel-saving move on Hick Ross because of when he made his pit stop. I don't think he had enough to make it. So he's going to have to suck into this draft and just ride and see if maybe he can make a pass at the last stage. But he's going to have to save a lap of fuel, I think, because of how... Oh, up into the wall! Typical and Hick Ross both made contact with the wall. Lost a lot of momentum. And Hick Ross did not want to see that happen. As back here in the pack, FRR, Mucka, and KB Showtime looking to maybe go 3 wide here. They were thinking about it as FRR on the outside of the 2 car. FRR flexing the muscle on that 4 car. Had a great run, but had to get out of the throttle as he came and sucked right up to that 38 of KB Showtime and had to get out of the throttle. This is for 6th position as we see right up ahead Scotty B in the 42 making the trying to make the pass on Hick Ross for 2nd position. JCR Scotty B gonna slam it down into turn 3, gonna take over P2. Hick Ross drops to 3rd. Typical, you're still still on point as your leader. Field filler in 4th, but here comes KB Showtime. KB Showtime says, you got it, but I want it. Takes it down into turn 1, gonna make the pass on Field Filler. Field Filler didn't give him much of a fight back there, but now here comes Field Filler. He's gonna give him a bumper or 2 up into the wall. Field Filler makes contact with the wall. FRR is gonna drive it down deep into the corner. FRR is gonna try to take the position away, capitalize on that momentum loss, and Field Filler made contact with the wall. Field Filler pushes up a little bit. FRR down low as KB Showtime. Here in the 4th position, we got a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th with KB Showtime, Field Filler, and FRR. KB Showtime driving this 38. Like I said, a silent assassin sitting 3rd in points coming into the night. He needs a big night. He needs a win. He needs a big night. He's had big nights all season long. KB Showtime showing up. As these guys now starting to pull in Hick Ross now a little bit in this 3-car train. Field Filler and FRR now going to line up behind KB Showtime. Try to run these leaders down a little bit. As looks like some adjustments were made in the pit stops on that pit window. As Hick Ross looked like maybe he made a little contact with the wall coming out of turn 2. Give it a little kiss for good luck. And they are running him down quick. I'm not sure if Hick Ross might have an issue or if I think he's just in fuel saving mode, honestly, with when he pitted. As here comes KB Showtime, Field Filler, and FRR now underneath of Hick Ross. Field Filler looked like got a little loose there. FRR may have given him a little bit of help getting him loose. As let's ride on the hood of FRR as he gives this number 5 a little shove into the corner going into turn 1. This puts Field Filler in 3rd position. Move FRR up to 4th. KB Showtime in 5th and Hick Ross right there in 6th. Hick Ross in fuel saving mode trying to get to the end of this stage. As we got as they cross the line, I'll get a lap count. I believe they got 5 to go. As typical, out to a big lead, but we've got a battle going on right here for 3rd position between Field Filler, FRR, and KB Showtime. Field Filler now in 3rd, the leader of this little train here, trying to run JCR Scotty B down right there in 2nd place. Trying to get up with him. As when they cross the line, they have 5 to go. So as typical crosses the line now, we're going to have 4 to go. So 4 laps to go in stage 1. And let's cross our fingers, y'all, that we don't have a repeat of last week, because we got stage 1 done and then everything went to hell. And that sucked. And it's the reason why we're still here at Homestead, which is a fun track. Everybody loves this track. This is such a fun track. Typical out in 1st, JCR Scotty B in 2nd. But Field Filler, FRR, and KB Showtime are running that 42 car down. Field Filler in 3rd, FRR in 4th, KB Showtime in 5th, Hick Ross in 6th, and True Death has moved up to 7th in that number 3 car. True Death, like I said, True Death said he had a really good car tonight, and he's moved himself up as they have now caught this 42 of Scotty B with 3 to go. as they're looking to make a move now on that 42 car. Maybe gave him a little shove, gave him a little bumper, let him know that he was there. Field filler now looking on the 42 car, but 2 laps to go here in stage 1. Field filler takes it down to the inside, going to take over second position, going into turn 1 and 2, out of 2. Field filler going to have third. Favre right there underneath of the 42 in that 4 car, trying to take third place over. KB Showtime, those guys are hooked up. JCR Scotty B might be a little bit out of luck because those 3 cars have been hooked up, ran him down, and are staying connected underneath. Put field filler in second position, Favre in third now, and KB Showtime taking over fourth, which drops Scotty B to fifth. But everybody is chasing this guy. That is typical in this 10 car, and he is going to cruise as we are. This is the final lap of stage 1, as we got a battle now back here with these guys. Typical's going to cruise to the stage 1 win. Field filler's going to get second. Who is going to get third? It is KB Showtime in third, Favre in fourth, and JCR Scotty B in fifth, with field filler sixth. Man, what a stage 1 that was. And field filler was 6, or I'm sorry, True Death was 6. Showtime Flash comes in 7th in stage 1. Pittman in 8th, Mucka 9th, Shovelhead in 10th, Hick Ross in 11th. Hick Ross was able to make it. Rapid in 12th, but that was one heck of a stage 1. Way to kick things off here. Now let's cross our fingers we don't have that repeat of last week. That just cannot happen again. So I'm not touching any buttons. I'm not touching a daggone thing, so we can get into stage 2 and keep going with this race. Because these guys are going to be stacked up. They're going to be stacked and racked and ready to race. Coming to stage 2 as everybody makes their pit stops. Stage 2 getting ready to get underway as they come down the straightaway, and we are green for stage 2. Typical trying to jump out to their early lead here. Takes it down into turn 1. Field filler up in second. KB Showtime third. Favre in fourth. 2 by 2 going into turn 1. Typical on the bottom. Field filler's going to take the lead with the help of Favre down the back straightaway. Typical dropping like a hot rock a little bit. And into turn 3, they're going to go 3 wide. KB Showtime. JCR Scotty B into the wall. Makes contact with KB Showtime. True Death had to get out of the throttle. A big issue for the 42 car of JCR Scotty B as he got up into the wall. He's got to head back now. That might have pissed him off, as he is sucked right up to the back of this 38 car. In the 5th position. As now guys are getting lined up a little bit. They don't want these cars to break away from them. As now we've got a new leader. And that's the 5 car of field filler. Back out front again. He won Vegas early in the season. He's got a win under his belt. He was in the championship 4 last season. He made it to the show last season, and here he is at Homestead in stage 2 with the lead. Favre in second, your defending FRR Cup Series champion in second place. Typical right there in third. As now Scotty B makes a move on KB Showtime, takes over that position. As True Death trying to get some help on the bottom, not getting any help at all. As they race down to the bottom here, let's check in with Showtime Flash, your points leader coming in tonight. Showtime Flash back into some heavy traffic here. back into 8th place, right here behind True Death. Showtime Flash coming off a championship win in the first season of Phantom Racing League just 3 or 4 weeks ago. Crowned champion of the Phantom Racing League, Showtime Flash, trying to use that momentum here tonight in that 24 car, currently riding in 7th place. Way up the wall goes King G. Got up into the marbles a little bit. Got some racing going on here as Mucka in this 2 car. As we ride with Mucka in the 2 for a minute. Driving right behind KB Showtime. Wanting to take that position away. I believe KB Showtime might have something to say about that. Mucka gives him a little bit of a shove, give him a little bit of a push. Get on up into the turn 1, dive it down low into the corner in turn 1. Get up there, don't let them lead draft boys get away from us. And this back straightaway off of turn 2, down the back straight. Mucka now going to take his piece. Mucka says, let's go. Let's get it on down in turn 3. Mucka dives it down low. Doesn't have any help though. This is going to be pure muscle if he can make the move. Down the front straightaway, he's going to take it low into turn 1. Try to get position on KB Showtime. KB Showtime might have the preferred lane here. Mucka trying to get it underneath that 38. Drives up a little bit. Stays off. Got loose coming out of the corner. But that made the 38 check up just enough and lose his momentum. And here they are side by side, 2 abreast coming out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. This is for 4th position. KB Showtime has just got that momentum coming off of turn 4. Had a great run coming off of turn 4. As we got some battling going on back here in the back. Let's check in with Shovelhead in the 22. Shovelhead, now he's flexing some muscle. Now that 22 is starting to roll a little bit. With a little bit of help from Flash. Takes over the position from True Death. And the Hick Ross up into the wall. Hick Ross, oh no. Hick Ross up into the wall. And he got pitted. And this is trouble for the 18. Trouble for the 18 as he got up into the wall. Bounced off the wall like a pinball. And down pit road he went about 10 laps earlier than what he needed to pit. So Hick Ross on a big something happened in the back, got into the wall and got pitted. Big time error on that 18 car, who led quite a few laps in stage 1. Checking in back with Shovelhead here as he's caught up with his 2 car. As now the 2 car making a move. Mucka in the 2 car. Let's find that 2 car of Mucka as he made the pass on KB Showtime. KB Showtime, he's not done yet. He's trying to get that momentum coming off of the corner like he did last time. Mucka said not this time. Shuts the door on him. And takes over the position. Put Mucka in the top 5. Now in the 5th position in that 2 car. Mucka having a great run tonight. Riding in the top 5. Taking over the position in that 2. Mucka having a great run tonight in that number 2. Right now everybody is still chasing the guy on the point. And that's in first place. That is Field Filler in the number 5. Currently in first. Favre in second, Typical in third, JCR Scotty B in fourth, Mucka in fifth, KB Showtime in sixth, and I believe Shovelhead has now moved up to 7th. Oh, and got a little bit of contact, almost off the wall. KB Showtime got real loose coming off of turn 2, was able to get it off the wall, and out off the side of the 22, checked up just enough, as here comes Shovelhead. Now with the help of Flash. Flash, your Phantom League Season 1 champion, crowned just 4 weeks ago. got a win a couple weeks ago. Your point leader, Flash, in that 24 car, trying to get that 22 a shove. The 38 got got a little wiggle there. The 38, I think he may have went the wrong way on an adjustment, as we got now a race for the change for the lead up in the front. Put the 4 car, show your defending front row racing FRR Cup Series champion back to the front. Showtime Farm out front, Field Filler and JCR Scotty B now side by side for second. JCR Scotty B's got a little bit of help from the 2 car, as they are 2 by 2 for a minute there in the turn 1 and 2. JCR Scotty B sitting in 3rd place, right behind Field Filler in 2nd. Everybody chasing Favre in this 4 car. Tell you what, who has really moved up, and he did, and he is flexing them muscle like I knew he would. That is Shovelhead. Here comes Shovelhead now. Put him in the top 5. Shovelhead in this 22 car now takes over the position from Typical for 5th. And Typical, your pole sitter, had a little wiggle there. Looked like he got a little bit of loose in the middle of the corner. Right here behind Shovelhead, running into 5th position. Typical takes it way high, got way high. I think that might open the door there. It opened the door, but KB Showtime didn't take advantage. Now here comes Typical, diving it down underneath of Shovelhead. Made the pass before he got into the corner. That 10 car is starting to flex a little bit of his muscle now, as he didn't have any help on the bottom, no draft at all. That 22 car had the draft help of the 38 of KB Showtime, and still does, as he comes off of turn 2 down the back straightaway with the momentum, and everybody gets back in line. Typical, your pole sitter and stage 1 winner, took stage 1. As these guys should be pitting now, as we are on lap 18 in stage 2, 18 of 37, so they are in their pit window. So these guys might be looking to make some pit stops. They coming off. Oh, Mucka in a turn off of turn 2. I think he got real loose, got out of the throttle. Mucka gonna drop like a hot rock for a moment. Shovelhead takes over the position of P4. Mucka was coming down the pit. That's why. See, it is pit time. Mucka was trying to get out of the way so he could pit. Back on the leader. Showtime Favre in the 4 car. Field Filler in 2nd. JCR Scotty B. But everything's going to change here in a second, as everybody makes their pit stops. The 22 of Shovelhead signaling for his pit stop. He's going to be coming in this time around. Getting into that pit window. We are on lap 20 of 37, so there's only 17 laps left. So everybody's going to be making 1 pit stop, and we'll be good to the end of stage 2, as JCR Scotty B now go for the lead. Field Filler, he didn't go with him, and that allowed Favre to come off the corner. Now everybody's signaling, so everybody's coming down. All of our leaders now going to be coming down pit road. Pit road is going to be very, very busy. This is where you do not want to make a mistake. No mistakes made. We're going to ride as these guys make entry into pit road. See what happens. Big race into the pit road. JCR Scotty B came in hot with it. Real hot on Favre. In the 42 car, we're going to see how that plays out. Showtime Flash down pit lane as well. All the leaders came down pit road. As here comes True Death now coming out. And as everything circled around, that put Typical to the point. Here comes Typical now making his pit stop. Typical, the last one of everyone to come make their pit stops, as now we see all the leaders Coming off of pit road, Showtime Favre. Where did he get that pit crew? That's a champion pit crew there. That's what makes a champion right there. Look at that. They all came together as a pack, and Showtime Favre came out all by himself. As they make their way around, that should put Showtime Favre back to the point here. Yep, and that is, so Showtime Favre in first, and that means the 22 of Shovelhead now should be in second. Shovelhead in the 22 now, in second place, with a very, very good car. Mucka driving in third in that 2 car. Field Filler had a very, very bad pit stop. Did not get out very well, along with KB Showtime. Currently driving in 4th position, KB Showtime right behind him in 5th. And as they come off of turn 4, down the front straightaway, they're going to pick up Mucka in the draft. He's got such a run. There he goes. You expected that. Yeah, too much of a run. Mucka in the 2 car. Mucka looked like he might have a little bit of issue. That 2 car didn't look well going into that corner, but he's got that handle now on it. Riding in the 5th position. Put Field Filler back up to 3rd. And we got a 3-car train to catch these 2 leaders. Favre in first, Shovelhead in second. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's check back here. As we've got a battle now between 2 heavyweights, Typical and Flash. This is for 6th and 7th position, respectively. Typical in 6th, Showtime Flash in 7th. As Typical now trying to run away from the 24 car. That 24 car does not want that 10 car to get away. But no worries, as Pittman in the 11 car. Pittman having a great run. Currently in 8th position. Not everyone's favorite number, but that don't matter. Because everybody knows Pittman and everybody knows FedEx. Everybody knows Pittman is in that number 11 FedEx Toyota. And there he is, riding to try and catch up with Flash. Let's check around the racetrack, some of these guys. As Typical now makes the pass on Mucka. So Typical now breaks into the top 5 with that pass. Everybody's chasing this guy. Favre in the 4 car. In first. Shovelhead second, Field Filler third. As laps are winding down. We've got 8 laps to go in stage 1. 7 when they cross the line. So Typical won stage 1. Showtime Favre on his way to take stage 2. He's got a nice little lead on Shovelhead. They've got 7 laps to go. They'll have 6 next time by when Favre crosses the line. These guys really spread out. The pit stops, they always do that. Green flag pit stops. Breaks the field apart and spreads the entire field out. Favre now. As the 22 car, Shovelhead now sucks up to the 4 car. Now we might have a battle. This stage might not be over yet. The 22 car of Shovelhead might have something to say here. 2 heavyweights. He's going to go for it. He's going to take a peek. That 22 car took a peek. The door is open. Here he goes. Nope. Didn't get the momentum. Didn't get the run. Didn't get the run he wanted. What's up, my brother? I see you in the broadcast too, my man. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. Glad for joining us. This is one heck of a race here at Homestead, as it ain't over yet. As they cross the line, I believe there's 4 to go now. Favre in first. Shovel in second, Field Filler third, KB Showtime in fourth, and they are all together. Now here comes Shovelhead now, looking underneath the Favre. Going into turn 3, he's going to send it. Who's Field Filler going to go with? Field Filler going to stay high. Nobody's got any. Shovelhead got no help. So he's using pure muscle in that 22 car, underneath of the 4 car, trying to take this lead from the defending champion, Favre, as they make a little contact off the corner. No harm, no foul. Field Filler's now going to make a move. He's going to have something to say. They going to go 3 wide? No, they thought about it. I know Field Filler thought about it, but put the 22 car back out on the point. The 22 car of Shovelhead out front with 3 laps to go in stage 2. And we're going to have a race for stage 2. So here comes Field Filler in the 5 car. Field Filler in the 5 car. He's going to have something to say. He wants a stage win. He wants those playoff points. He's going to take it down, diving in turn 3 down here into the corner. Shovelhead opens the door. Shovelhead wants that upper high line. Going to take it way high, try to get that momentum down off the corner. KB Showtime got real loose coming off the corner. Grabbled back up. Here comes Field Filler into the corner. As we've got 2 laps to go, Field Filler now going to use the draft and the help of the 4 car to try to take this lead from Shovelhead. Shovelhead's got to be feeling singled out. He has not gotten any help all night long out of the draft. He's used pure muscle out of that 22 car and has gotten no help whatsoever. As now they cross the line, as the white flag is out, 1 lap to go in stage 2. Can Favre make a move on Field Filler for the stage 2 win? As they go down the backstretch, Field Filler takes it down low to protect that bottom line. He's going to use that draft now, the 22 car. Here they come, off of turn 4. Favre got a little too high coming off the corner. It's going to be Field Filler to the win. Field Filler gets stage 2 win. Wow. Whoa. Man, that was awesome. Field Filler, your stage 2 winner. I'm going to give you the top 10 here in just a second as they score it. It was Shovelhead in second. KB Showtime, or I'm sorry, Favre in third. KB Showtime in fourth. Typical in fifth. Showtime Flash in 6th, Mucka in 7th, Pittman 8th, True Death 9, and King G cracks the top 10 in stage 2. What a race. Field Filler takes stage 2 from Favre and Shovelhead. Actually, it was scored differently. I'm sorry, my mistake, y'all. Favre got P2. Favre in second place in stage 2. Shovelhead in third, so give Favre those extra playoff points. And Field Filler gonna lead us to stage 3. Now it all comes down to this. As Shovelhead now. Shovelhead going to take it down into the corner. He wants the lead, and he wants it early. A field filler and FRR have got something to say about that, using the draft to their advantage. Going to take it into turn one. Shovelhead doesn't get any help whatsoever. As these cars are stacked up on the top line, nobody gives any help to Shovelhead. Not any love whatsoever. Flash might dive down there. Flash might give him some help. Flash diving it down there underneath a typical. Got a little loose. Oh no, Shovelhead up into the wall. That's going to check up the field a little bit. KB Showtime had to check up. Flash had to check up. Typical took advantage in the 10 car. He didn't check up. He kept his foot on the throttle and took third position. Typical back to third. Shovelhead in fourth. KB Showtime fifth. Pittman in sixth, and everybody else in seventh. FRR chasing that number 5 car. These guys have been hooked up. Running 1-2. Field filler your leader out on point. FRR in second. Typical third. Shovelhead fourth. KB Showtime your top 5 here at Homestead in the FRR Cup Series. Only 2 races to go after tonight. Next week we will be at Martinsville. And then the following week we will have our championship race at Phoenix. Y'all better tune in for these next 3 weeks. Because this is getting bad. This is getting nasty. This is getting dirty. This is getting downright mean, y'all. Look here in the back half of the field. JCR Scotty B now doing battle with some Flash and True Death along with Pittman. Flash in the 24 car. And Scotty B got way high going into the corner. This is back for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. As Rapid in the 44 car has moved himself up into the top 10. And True Death in this 3 car really loved that car. As the Hicross in the 18 got wicked loose coming off of the corner, down on the apron. Gobbles it back up. But as I was saying, True Death really felt he had a top 5, top 4 car tonight. As he's starting to make his way to the front. Right behind Pittman in the 11 car. Making sure that these leaders do not get away. In stage 3, it's all going to come down to this. Plenty of laps to go. There's going to be a couple pit stops that need to be made. Here comes True Death now, taking a peek down onto the bottom there on the inside of Pittman in the 11 car. Thought twice about it. Giving it a thought though. He knows he's got some muscle behind him in that JCR Scotty B 42 car. And there he's going to use it now. He's going to look up underneath this 3 car. Down the back straightaway. And True Death had nothing of it. True Death running real high, getting that high groove going. This middle upper groove has really come into focus, really come into play as the race has worn on. And True Death using it to his advantage, slowly moving up the field. In 6th position now, right behind KB Showtime in the 38, who's in 5th. There's Pittman. And Rapid in the 44 car. He's got a handful of Showtime Flash. Rapid now dived down to the bottom. He might have an issue. He's got an issue. In the 44 car. Something's wrong on the 44 car. Damn, man. Check back up in here with Shovelhead in the 22. Currently riding 4th spot. Right behind Typical in this long train. There's Typical there with Shovelhead in tow. KB Showtime is right there. True Death, JCR Scotty B, and Flash. Showtime Flash starting to move up. The Phantom, the Season 1 Phantom Racing League champion. Won that just a few weeks ago right here at Homestead. Hey, he had an excellent car. JCR Scotty B off and turns. He spins it around that wreck. Big wreck off of the turn. That'll definitely, you can count that, bringing out the caution. The Scotty B got it sideways off of the corner and got to turn around. And I believe we are going to have our first caution of the race. As they race it back to the line, caution should come out on that, as more than one car was involved. And we are under caution. That had to come out with that wreck. And that 42 car of JCR Scotty B has a lot of damage, as you saw him get turned sideways and get up into those marbles, and that back end just came around on the 42. Did everything he could to try to gain control of it. And unfortunately, there were some others back there that got caught up in it. And unfortunately, I believe Hick Ross was one of them. As you can see, the damage to the front end of that 18 car. The 42 got turned sideways, and Hick Ross in this 18 had nowhere to go. Now, here comes everybody down pit road. So, now things are going to get interesting, because we got only 40 laps left to go. And this is our first caution of the race. Our first and so far only caution tonight just came out on that JCR Scotty B spin. And several others got collected, which brought out this caution. We're going to see who's going to get out first. Field filler came in first. And he's going to come out first. And I think Favre got out second, Shovel in third, Typical in fourth. And I believe Flash's crew in that 24 car showed some might on that pit stop, because that picked him up a couple of positions and cracked him into the top 5 now. Put Showtime Flash in the top 5. As these guys get lined up, 2 by 2. Field filler on point. Has a terrific race car in that number 5. As he looks out his side view, his side mirror, or his side window there, he looks right next to him, and he sees that number 4 car of Favre right next to him, side by side. And we are going green again back at Homestead. We are back to green after that caution. The first caution of the race so far. Shovelhead going to take advantage of that push off after that launch and take the second position from Favre. The 24 of Flash. He wants something to say. He's going to get up into it. He's going to get up under Typical. Typical got into the 4 car, got him sent up the hill. The 24 of Flash trying to take advantage of it as they go 2 by 2 now for the lead. The 22 of Shovelhead, with the help of Flash, trying to take the lead. Here comes Flash on the back of this 22 car. Going to give him a shove. Shovelhead now finally getting a little bit of help. As the train on the outside, all it goes on the outside. Field filler takes back over the lead. Favre in second as they kind of ditch Typical on the top. Now they want to go back to the top. That's what you get when you're out front. You get to run that groove. And Field Filler and FRR are able to do that in that front, as they are a 2x2 behind them, with Flash underneath, looking underneath of this 10 car, no help at all. As typical, going to take 4th, and KB Showtime to 5th. The Field Filler your leader. FRR in 2nd. Shovelhead 3rd. Typical 4th. KB Showtime your top 5. Pittman in the 11, currently running 6. We've got 34 laps to go to settle this tonight at Homestead and the Front Row Racing Cup Series. These guys being patient. They're playing a little bit of cat and mouse right now. They got pit stops, they got some tires, they got some rubber underneath of them. Maybe playing a little bit of cat and mouse. They're going to have to make one more pit stop before this is all said and done. So they definitely don't want any more cautions to come out. But if a caution were to come out early in the next couple of laps, that could really shake things up. As Field Filler, your leader, leads this long train down into turn 1 and turn 2. Out of turn 2, back down the straightaway. FRR right there in the 4 car, right on his heels. Showtime Flash. Look who's moved up here a little bit. Look who is moving up in this 41 car. That's King G, currently riding in 7th position. King G in this 41 car. Let's give that Stuart Haas 41 car some TV time. Riding in the 7th position, my boy from Baltimore, Maryland, King G in the 41. Makes the pass on Flash and takes the 7th position. And thinking about taking 6th. He thought about it. He gave it a thought of taking it, sending it in underneath the 11 car of Pittman. Didn't do it. Oh, he almost had a shot there as they got stacked up. KB Showtime. And now here comes Flash. Flash took advantage of it. And Flash going to take the position back with the help of Hickross. Hickross in that 18 car. We saw how good he was earlier on tonight as he got out front. And now he is hooked up with Flash back into the top 10. So Hickross in that 18 car trying to work his way back up into the front. Led quite a few laps back in stage 1 in that 18 car. He got caught up in that Scotty B spin. Got some damage, got some things fixed up, and here he is back into the top 10. Let's check in with Flash. Currently riding in 7th position now, right behind Pittman in 6th. Ooh, Hickross up into the wall. He's going to drop like a hot rock. He got way high, got real tight off of turn 2 into the wall. That's going to drop him back out of the top 10. As I think Showtime Flash, I think he's starting to get a little heated. We know Flash, man. He doesn't like to be riding. He likes to be out front. He giving a thought about it underneath the Pittman. Now here comes Scotty B trying to make him. They're going to go 3 wide into the corner. Or they thought about it. Scotty B thought twice. Let's get back on this 42 car of Scotty B as he makes his way through the field after that spin and got collected in that wreck coming off of turn 4. Got some things fixed up. as he is now trying to get underneath the King G, not able to do it. As Mucka in the 2 car and Hick Ross all to the top side to give that push, as these guys stacked up now 2 by 2 coming off of turn 4. Back to the front. Into the top 5. They started getting a little squirrely there. Got back in line. As we've got about 25 laps to go now. About 25 laps to go to settle this score. Yes, Bad Fast. Well, I will be broadcasting Phantom. I will be broadcasting Phantom starting this Thursday night. Timmy will not be in the broadcast. Timmy, after doing all of Season 1 and all the racing he is doing, he's going to take himself a little much-needed rest. But he will be in the booth here and there. But no, Timmy will not be in the booth with me on Thursday night. But I will be in the booth for Phantom Racing League starting this Thursday night. They got a practice race to get their season 2 started. Their last season 1 champion, Showtime Flash, right here in the 24 car, in front row racing, riding right behind Pittman in the 7th position. As we've got this long line now, as pit stops should be made up. You daggone right, and you ain't gonna be you're gonna be there. You gonna be there. You gonna be there because I'm gonna get you up into the booth, boy. I'm gonna get you up into the booth, Bad Fast. You know that. You getting top 3s. You're getting some wins. I'm gonna get you up in the booth, and I can't wait for that. Gonna jump back on into the stream and get this lap count. We are on lap 112 of 134. So we've got 22 laps to settle the score here at Homestead. As a 10 car now taking a peek underneath of the 22 of Shovelhead as they send it into turn 1. Kind of got out of it. But back to the front. Field filler still your leader. Favre in 2nd. Shovelhead riding 3rd. Typical in the 4th position. Oh, we got some going-ons back there. We got to check this out. We got some going on. The Flash in the 24 car. Something happened there with Flash. Contact was made. Not sure who it was with, but possibly somewhere in here with the 38 and the 2 and the 34. As signals for pit stops looks like they're being made. We are in the pit window, and here comes pit stops. And Hick Ross spins it, got spun out going into the pit. Oh, come on. If you are absolutely right. If he did not have bad luck, he would have no luck at all whatsoever. Dadgummit, and he had the lead in stage 1. Has a real fast race car too. He's going to need the help of some caution to get back into this thing. As pit stops now being made. They need to try to get another lap or 2 if they can. If they can get another lap or 2 and get in that pit window, they only need to make this 1 pit stop. Because we've got 19 laps left now. So we've got 19 laps to go. They are in their pit window. So they can pit now and make it to the end. But these leaders, these top 4, are not pitting yet. They're going to go around one more time. They say, bartender, let's do it again. Into turn 1. Field filler, Favre, Typical, and Shovelhead, the top 4. KB Showtime there in 5th now out of the draft, and here comes pit stops. And we're going to ride along with Favre as they come in to make these pit stops. And check this out and see how this goes. Clean and green it looked like. Clean and green it looked like. But if you notice, Favre made entry a little bit faster on field filler. That could make a big difference coming out. As green flag stops now being made. Showtime Flash just made his pit stop. He's coming out. Here comes True Death. So right now, as it stands, that puts the 10 car Typical to the point again, and now he comes as, again, the final one to come down and make his pit stop. I'm not sure if this is strategy. I'm not sure, because it has to be use of strategy, because this is the second time now that I've seen him pit as the last car to pit. But he is currently scored the leader until this guy comes around. And look at the distance that he was able to put on field filler and take the lead in the pit. Favre took the lead from field filler entering into the pits. And look at the interval now between the two coming out of the pits. I have got to get me that kind of pit crew. That 4 car has a pit crew hooked up. I'm not sure what they're what Wheaties they're eating. But I gotta give my boys them Wheaties, because I don't get those kind of pit stops, I can tell you that much. But as a matter of fact, as it turned out, I believe that just put Typical. Oh, that with that pit stop, I believe that put Typical in second. I believe Typical now is in second spot. Field filler in third. So Typical strategy played that perfectly, because Typical was the very last car to pit, had the lead, and now here he comes looking for the lead. Underneath the Favre, 2 heavyweights side by side into turn 3, coming out of turn 4. Typical gonna take the lead back from Favre. Put Typical to the point. Field filler now in third. And Shovelhead in fourth. He needs to pick up Shovelhead and get hooked up and try to run these 2 leaders down, because laps are ticking away. We've got 12 laps to go to settle this. Right now, that 10 car, and it was perfect strategy of when he pitted, because when he came out of the pits, that put him in second position, right behind Favre, out of the pits, with a lap fresher tires, and took the lead from the 4 car. Field filler now drops back to third, as he was entering the pits as a leader in that green flag stop. But as we all know, everything changes on pit road. Getting in and getting out, coming in and coming off of pit road, crucial, especially here at Homestead. And you saw the difference right there with Favre and field filler. Favre is just excels, absolutely excels perfectly, like Flash and so many others, just excels so perfectly at getting in and off a pit road. as things are now winding down. And they are winding down quick. We've only got, looks like we've got 9 to go this time by. Showtime Favre gave a peek to it. So we're going to have 8 laps to go next time by. 8 laps to go here at Homestead to finish this and settle the score once and for all. As they cross the line, 8 laps to go at Homestead. Typical in first, Favre is in second, Field Filler in third, Shovelhead in fourth, KB Showtime in fifth, and JCR Scotty B, your top 6. There's JCR Scotty B and KB Showtime. There's the intervals there in the 3 groups, the 3 2-car packs with 7 laps to go. KB Showtime Flash and Pittman hooked up. Gonna get on this 10 car, on our leader. The 10 car typical. Showtime Favre in second. As we've got 6 laps to go. We're getting down to it. As they cross the line this time, we're only going to have 5 laps to go here at Homestead. Who's going to pull out the points? Who's going to pull out the win? Typical out in front. Favre right on his heels in second. Favre with a great run tonight. Won stage 2. Typical in this 10 car, won stage 1, and here we go. Favre said, I've had enough. Dives it down into the corner, into turn 3 and 4. And they're going to go side by side. Nope, down the straightaway. Favre not able to get the run that he needed. As we've got now, I believe, we've got 3 laps to go. This should be 3 laps to go. I'm sorry, 4 laps to go. We'll have 3 laps to go this time by. 3 laps to go as they cross the strike right here. 3 laps to go to settle this. Typical out front. Favre in second. 2 heavyweights. And the NASCAR 5 League Racing. These are 2 heavyweights. And typical. Trying to grab another win. And so is Favre. And here comes Favre now. He's going to send it in with 2 laps to go. And he's going to try to grab this lead as they are side by side. 2 laps to go. The white flag will come out next time by. As they go down the backstretch, Typical gets some momentum off for the corner. Favre is going to get a little bit of an edge into the corner. Into turn 3, side by side, 2 by 2. Down the front straightaway. They are going to take the white flag. White flag is out. 1 lap to go here at Homestead. Who's it going to be? Favre or Typical? They are side by side, coming off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. They are dead even. Going into turn 3, they are dead even, side by side, into turn 3, into turn 4. Who is it going to be? I'm going to have to get on the blink can. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Typical get the win. Typical's got the win by a nose. Wow. Hell yeah. Hell yeah! How about that finish for a nose? Typical your winner. Let's see if I can get the running order here. I need to get the finishing order. As they I gotta get the finishing. They didn't show me the finishing order on the stream here. Hold on a second. Let me get this finishing order here for you guys. Oh, I gotta back out of this. I'm trying to find out the top three. It was Typical got the win. Favre in second. Field Filler in third. All right, let me get these guys on in here. Yes, get them in. Let's get these guys on in here. I need to get... Give me a minute as I get these... There we go. Now we're going to get our top three in here. As these guys, give us a second, y'all, as we get these guys on in here. What a hell of a finish. Now I'm talking one of the best finishes I've seen in a long time by a nose. And I mean by a nose. On the blimp cam, showed the finish as it came down. As we wait for these guys to get into the chat and get everybody in here. Just need... I sent the invite to our third place Field Filler. There we go. Now he's in. Now we got our top three. All right, y'all. Man, that was a heck of a finish. Hey, y'all, I need to know who finished fourth.
Shovelhead.
Shovelhead got fourth. All right, there we go. Your official results. Typical your winner. Favre in second. Field Filler in third. Shovelhead fourth. KB Showtime grabbed his top five. Showtime Flash battled back to grab sixth. Pittman in seventh. Scotty B grabbed 8th, True Death 9th, Mucka grabbed the top 10, as King G in 11th, Rapid in 12th, and Hickross came home in 13th. That was your running order, and we got our top three in here. And let's bring in the driver of this number 5 car, Field Filler. My man, what's going on, brother?
Long time no see.
Long time no see, you're right. I'm finally, oh man, you had one hell of a car tonight, dude. You had it going on. Tell us about it. Tell us about that race and that number 5 car.
Well, that's pretty easy. Nobody wanted to lead, so it made me look really good.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it.
No,
No way.
It was a fuel mileage race, and nobody wanted to lead, so
okay.
that put me out in the lead. Yeah.
Okay, because
So,
I know you boys now after all season that Guys don't like to ride. The guys don't like to ride, but I'll take it. You'll take it, man. Either way,
Nobody
man. You.
likes it. Nobody likes it. But you pretty much had to do it in this race. It's just the way it played out. If
Well,
you
I tell you what, man.
if you went balls to the wall, you were not gonna win. There was no way.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, especially
Absolutely
after
right.
that last caution when it came out, the amount of laps it left, you had to save a little.
Yeah,
But
because of the
I mean,
way.
we could have if there wouldn't have been a caution in the last lap, we could have raced all out. But that
Right.
caution fell, and it had fuel mileage laps left at the end. So
Yep, and I caught that on broadcast that Scotty B went around and that brought out our first and only caution. Talk about that pit stop, that last green flag pit stop, field filler. You came in, you had the lead, and it looked like, and it came in. I had it on the broadcast, had it on the camera, and Favre got you by a nose going on the pit road. And when he came out, I don't know what Wheaties he's giving his pit crew, but I mean, what
yeah,
were you thinking at that point?
I I just figured out that he had a quicker pit stop than me. Is all I could attribute it to. I think I had a 15.7. So, he could have had a 15.2 or 3. I don't know. That's what could have happened there. But, yeah. And then I thought that maybe I could possibly run him down and then hook up with him. But the way it worked when Typical came out, him and Typical ended up getting hooked up, which kind of ended it for me. So.
Well, tell me one thing real quick before I let you go, Field.
Yep.
You came into tonight sixth in points. This was a very good points night for you, finishing in the top three, getting a lot of good stage points. What does this do for you as you go into the last two races of the season? And we're going to see how points shake out over the next couple of days with this race and see where things fall. Well, where does this lead for you as we go into the last two races of the season in the points?
Well, yeah, last week was probably, if we didn't have to cancel last week because of what happened on the game, I'd have been better off in the points, I think. Um, Typical is actually the one that I was after. Uh, I had to get ahead of Typical and True. So that was my goal. But as you can see, I, I was doing okay last week, first stage. I got second, and I think I got 7 or 8 points on Typical.
Mm-hmm.
But Typical got a taste of what was going on last week, and so he remedied that this week. So that
That
I
extra week.
I was disappointed that we couldn't continue last week. I really was, and
Oh,
I
you
knew
you
that
do
I knew
you.
Typical would be ready this week, and so he showed it, and he was ready, and but I have to live with that, and yeah, so I gotta have a race at Martinsville like I had tonight, and that's the only way I got a chance to make the Final Four.
Well,
So
hey, man, last season you were able to do it. You were able to go into Martinsville and clinch and get that spot in the Champion Four. I'm pulling for you to do it again, man. Thanks for joining, man. Glad to get you back in the booth, man. On a top three podium finish, back in the booth. Glad to have you, field filler. Thought you were going to win that race. I haven't seen you win since Vegas, man. It's been a while, but thanks. I'm so glad to have you finally back in the booth, brother.
all right, thank you, man. Good race, everybody.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And let's get to a second place car, and I mean by a nose. And that is your defending FRR Cup Series champion, Showtime Far. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, Shady?
Uh, yeah, you guys put on that dynamite show that we've been needing to see all night long. You had it going on in that four car, man. Tell us about it.
Well, first off, I would just like to say that even though Field thinks it was a fuel strategy race, I could not get up to him no matter what I was doing. He was just way too fast. No. So it was it was a very non-eventful race up until the last run of each stage, to where we could go full throttle all out, And at the end there, I'm actually, side note, I'm actually at KB Showtime's house right now. So I'm not back home in Wisconsin. I'm deep down in Tennessee. So
Did you pack up your
I
wheel and everything and take it down there?
nope, I am racing on his backup rig.
Oh,
So I was
I got
not
to
on
get me
my
a
own.
backup rig.
I
Mine.
was I was not on my normal equipment tonight, so I had to try and get used to it. First time ever using a shifter, which was my idea, which I wanted to do. I saw the shifter there and wanted to use it a little more realistic. But
It's the first time using a shifter, really?
first time using a shifter. I mean, I've used one, but not in FRR League races before.
Right.
So I just had to get used to the wheel the last day or two, and got it to where I was comfortable, and you know, up until stage 3, I was just sitting there riding, and I saw my pit stop, which is a 15-1,
There you go.
There it is.
and
There it was.
I'm like, all right, well, I have a shot. If I have the same gap that Field and I had on typical, or I had on typical after stage 1 or 2, couldn't remember which stage that was. It was like a 2-second gap. If I saw that gap, I knew I was probably going to win that race. But I saw where he came out, and I'm like, this is going to be a battle. So I tried my best to keep up with them, and whenever I had a run, even though it was a little bit late, I don't like to pass going into the corner. I like to make my runs coming out of the corner, but it's the only chance that I had to make to get me a shot at the win. And I think I did it 2 different times. The second time it was a little bit more aggressive. I hope I didn't touch him. I don't think I touched him.
No, it
But
didn't look like it was on here. It was
we were
side by.
very
You had
close.
space between it because I had the camera right on it. There was not a touch that we saw on the broadcast. It was completely side by side. When you sent it into the corner there, what? I mean, I gotta know, man. What were you got? What were you? What was going through your mind as you were going into turn 3? You guys were dead even. What was going through your mind?
I knew that if I was able to get, in front of him midway through the corner, I had a good shot, and I never saw I run the hood view. I never saw his front bumper come on my screen until we just about hit the line. So I was in first, and then right, maybe 2 car lengths before the line it changed. And
Dude, he literally got you by the nose.
Yeah.
Literally, I got the finish from the blimp cam, so it shows it perfect. He got you literally by the nose.
Yeah, so, I mean, awesome racing by him. Typical and I mean, when we go at it, it's very entertaining for me, at least.
It's fucking epic, and I'm gonna drop that word in. I'm dropping that into the swear jar right now. That is fucking epic.
I appreciate you, Shady. But Ty's a really good driver. It's cool that, 2 guys that have speed like this can race like that and show each other that much respect. And I think it goes both ways. So congratulations to Typical on that W. Man, oh man, oh man. Back to back to back. Almost.
Oh, but hey, man, before I let you go, real quick, you came into tonight 10 points away from Flash for first place in the points, and after tonight, taking stage 2, finishing in second, this probably would put you in first place, bearing how things shake out and where he finished. But what are your thoughts as you go into Martinsville and go into that and these last 2 races where you sit in the points? What are your thoughts going into that and the whole situation with this championship points, being the defending Cup champion, winning it last season?
To beat Typical by 7 seconds at Martinsville. It's a joke. It's a joke. So no, after tonight, I feel like I've pretty much locked myself into the final 4. No matter because we don't have the amount of cars that so if you fall, say, all the way to the back, you're not going back to 30th. You're going back to 13th, 14th, 15th, whatever it is. And you don't lose that many points. So, it's nice to be able to think that this is my field. Can you say I've lost track? Fourth FRR season, fifth. I've lost track, but I've been in the Final Four every single season. So that's an honor for sure. These guys are very, very fast, and I'm not just cruising around the track, with one hand.
Oh hell no, you
So,
aren't.
Well,
it's
that's
very
what I've been
entertaining.
doing wrong.
So no, I can actually be a little bit more aggressive going into Martinsville now that I know that I can't, I'm able to lose a couple of positions and not worry about being out. So, Typical and I have been going back and forth at Martinsville since he started running FRR. So, it should be an awesome race. It might even be another one, another Homestead.
That would be awesome. That would be absolutely. I mean, I don't know how you can cap tonight, but if you can, I'm all fucking for it. I'm just that jacked up right now. Hell of a race, Favre. Congratulations, grabbing that second and losing probably by literally. I mean,
It was less
hundreds,
than a hundredth. It was less than a hundredth.
thousandths of a second, man. It was that close, man. Congratulations, dude. See you at Martinsville. Yeah, you're gonna be locked into the top four. Can't wait to see these last two races from you, brother.
Appreciate you, and I want to give a quick shout out to my brother KB for letting me come down here. Flew down here. His girlfriend flew me and Daha Jr. down to Tennessee to surprise him for his birthday. So got to go to a Tennessee Titans game today, and it's been an awesome weekend. First time here, and he's a brother to me. So just want to say thank you for letting me race on his backup rig, and I had an awesome time. But I'm looking forward to getting back on my rig.
I bet, man.
Happy
I
birthday,
bet, man.
happy birthday, Kyle.
That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. You have a great rest of the weekend. We're gonna see you next week, man. That is awesome right there. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, and a guy who was able to pull it off yet again in this number 10 car. Typical, your winner at Homestead by a nose. Typical, man.
What's going on, man?
How the hell do you do it?
I don't know, man. That was a really close finish, probably one of the closest I've had in a while.
It's been the closest finish that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. Now, tell us about this race, man. Tell us about this 10 car. You won stage one. You fell back in traffic in stage two. Kind of give me your race, going through the race, and how everything played out.
Yeah, just stage one, me and Hick Ross were out like a second and a half on everybody, just saving fuel. I stretched it. Just one less lap than they did, and I short pitted, and I was able to run my fuel gear still. And then when it came down to like 10 laps to go, and Scotty B started running me down, I just kicked it back in the race gear and won that by a second or so. And second stage, I kind of just went the other direction. I saved more fuel than everybody, but that ended up coming to bite me because I stayed out too long and I didn't have enough time to run down the lead pack. And then, yeah, third stage, same thing. We were fuel saving, then that caution came out, and then had to fuel save again. I stretched in an extra lap to get a little bit more of a cushion for the fuel mileage, so I know I can push it at the end whenever I need to.
I wanted to
Honestly,
ask you about that. I want to stop you kind of right there because I wanted to ask you about that. You did that twice, two times tonight. You were the last one to pit out of the entire field. Was that completely planned and strategy, or is that just kind of, how it played out on the track and the fuel mileage and the fuel saving and the laps and all that, or was that actually strategically planned out?
yeah, that was my plan. I want to go as far as I can in these cars because how much fuel they burn. I want to be able to push my car as much as I can, so I did. I just went out the extra lap. I don't know how long they're gonna go, but really didn't matter to me. I just went as far as I could, and I could have got a black flag. Honestly, I was probably going 48, 49 into pit road. It got kind of built out right there. I didn't really get a good pit stop either, only at 15.9. It kind of surprised me how close it came out with Favre and how much of a gap he had on everybody else too. And as soon as I got to his bumper, I took Mike Bross' advice. He told me to be more aggressive when it comes to situations like that. As soon as I get a run, I got to take it because he beat me in a race a couple of days ago where I was a better car, but I was just being too patient. I waited too long, made a mistake, and he won the race. So I just took his advice, and it come down to the end there. He had a really good move to the bottom. He didn't touch for anything. We were just side by side. And I know he's always going to keep his car to the bottom, never wash up into me, so I didn't really have to worry about that. I was worried about hitting my marks and not making a mistake. And that finish was something else, man. You know, me and Favre, every time we battle each other, it's always going to be with respect, and it's always going to be a fun, exciting finish.
I mean, it was absolutely incredible. You guys were literally dead even going into three, around three, coming off of four. You were dead even. I mean, what kind of nitro? What did you have in that car that was able to just get that momentum and beat him by a nose? How were you able to do that?
Um, you know, kind of like that's how Homestead works. You run the high line. He kind of had a low entry, and he kind of washed up the track, and he kind of killed some extra speed that I could have had. Because I did too. I drove it in just as hard as he did, so he couldn't be able to side up in front of me. So we kind of came out even off the corner. But Homestead, you run that high line, you just get a big run coming out the corner. That's kind of just what happened.
Yeah, we saw that all night. As the race went on, the longer the race went on, the better that upper groove got, getting that momentum off the corner. And before I let you go, man, and enjoy this win, you came into tonight fourth in points, only 15 points behind KB Showtime. This is really going to shake things up as we go into Martinsville, but what does that do for you and kind of your thoughts as we head into Martinsville to determine the championship four and where you sit at in points? Probably, with the stage win and the win itself, you probably take over third position going into Martinsville.
I'm just going to go into Martinsville and run the best race I can. I know me and Favre, we just always ran 1 and 2 every race I've been in FRR. So hopefully we can go back there next week, and no matter who comes out on top, I just want to have a good race overall. Probably I'm aiming for a top 3 in every stage, and if I can, I want to pull at least 10 seconds on Favre third stage and win.
Watch out for that 5 card.
Hey, 5 cars, stay away, man.
Congratulations, Typical, on getting the win tonight and pulling it out. That was one hell of a job and one hell of a finish. Congratulations, man. Absolutely amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
Always, man. And I want to thank all of the viewers that were in the chat tonight, chatting it up, getting it in, watching this race. Had a lot of viewers in tonight. Thank you all. Without you guys, we are absolutely nothing. You guys tuning in and liking this, enjoying this. Hell of a race tonight at Homestead in the FRR Cup Series. It came down to literally the nose of the freaking car. I don't know if Chevy or Ford makes a different nose, but it was only by a nose here at Homestead. Next week, we will go into Martinsville and determine this championship four to go into the championship at Phoenix the final week. 2 weeks left. 2 weeks. Next week, we'll decide it. It comes down to next week to determine who's going to go for that freaking trophy. Thank you, everyone, once again for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. It was one hell of a race. Typical your winner, Favre in second. Field Filler came home third. I believe it was Shovelhead in fourth. And KB Showtime, your top 5. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to be signing off tonight and say good night. I'm Shady Acres. We're going to see everybody next week, Sunday night. Same bat time, same bat channel at Martinsville. Everybody have a great night.